Amazing story, AG Cooms, and we were very fortunate for our 70-year celebration, which is 5 or 6 years ago now, celebrating that for a lovely coffee table book to celebrate that occasion. But what has really come out in telling that story is from such humble beginnings. You know, the classic one-man tradesperson in Alan Cooms, frustrated that the war is holding him back as a young person in his 20s, waiting for the war to finish. And what Alan did is actually pre-prepare quotations for people's spouting and guttering replacement, knowing that when the war ended, there's all this deferred work. He knew people had money, but they just couldn't get hold of materials and obviously manpower. So amazing story how as soon as the war ended, he was providing unsolicited proposals in the letterbox to kick his business off. And it's a classic trade story back in the day. If you can think back into the 40s, post Second World War, what does a tradesman do? He hires an apprentice. And when we're talking about apprentices, we're talking about 15-year-olds or people that were 14 years and 9 months. So his very first apprentice, a guy named Jim Barr, who's obviously very well known for his long career at Cooms and ultimately being presented the first 21-year watch. So Alan employs an apprentice, he employs another apprentice, and then he starts to add people and more tradespeople. And his father was actually a plumber as well, but worked in the design area. So out of those humble beginnings in the garage with a truck, away we went. So fantastic story. And then obviously fast forward along the way, that plumbing meets heating and ventilating. So into that sort of heating and ventilating work, and that led to being in commercial type projects. And then along comes a thing called air conditioning. So technology all of a sudden caught up, and Cooms were probably one of the early businesses, even though we look back through our proud 75-year plus heritage now, was one of the early businesses that were actually plumbing into building services through air conditioning, electrical, along came fire protection, other areas. So we literally grew on the industry, and that's in our DNA as well as the way we've grown back out.